But you understand, we do have one game left to play. Hey, fantastic. Every single one of you. I mean, I'm not just talking about these last 60 minutes. I'm talking about the quarterback schools, the mini camp, the off-season, the training camp, down in Austin when it was hot and you were tired, the whole bit. Everybody, you did one hell of a job. And the only thing else I got to say is, how about them Cowboys?
Yo, Cowboy fans only. Yo, look, this is for the Cowboy fans. 8th wonder Jerry's World, yeah, we crowd those stands. Dak, he gon' spin it like a fan. And you know ID coming with it, Coach Quinn got the plan, yeah. This is for the Cowboy fans. 8th wonder Jerry's World, yeah, we crowd those stands. Dak, he gon' spin it like a fan. Yo. And you know ID coming with it, Coach Quinn got the plan. It's time to eat, off tackle or the sweep. Behind Teron and Collins, ain't no problem feeding Zeke. And Dak lick his chops when he see D Lamb deep. You know 88 tradition that repeat. Coop route like Irvin, watch for Cedric in the slot. See us try to Gallup to the end zone, they can't stop. Dalton up the seam, Jarwin carving up your team. Tony Pollard, X Factor, Kellen Moore with the scheme. We applying pressure with Lawrence and Gregory. QB's getting sacked, can't relax, rehab therapy. Micah got a hit list, Jalen Smith hit stick. No escaping Leighton, got him Trayvon with the pick six, dig that. Kazi go kamikaze, the defense is solid. Find me in Dallas at Jerry's Palace among stars. Screaming Cowboy fans only, yeah. Screaming Cowboy fans only. This is for the Cowboy fans. 8th wonder Jerry's World, yeah, we crowd those stands. Dak, he gon' spin it like a fan. And you know ID coming with it, Coach Quinn got the plan, yeah. This is for the Cowboy fans. 8th wonder Jerry's World, yeah, we crowd those stands. Dak, he gon' spin it like a fan. And you know ID coming with it, Coach Quinn got the plan. Shout out J Tuck. Subscribe to his YouTube page, Cowboy Fans Only. CowboysFansOnly.com for all your merchandise. Cowboys stand up.
What's up, CFO gang? It's your boy J Tuck. Real Cowboys fans stand up, and you are now tuned into the Cowboys Fans Only channel. So if you are new and you like Dallas Cowboys content, do us a huge favor, comment, like, subscribe, somewhere down there, somewhere down there, somewhere down there. And be sure to turn on the notification bell to stay updated with all Dallas Cowboys content. Also, follow your boy on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at JTuck151. And of course, CowboysFansOnly.com. So what's going on, fam? What's going on, everybody in the chat? I see you, Nick. Nick's already starting off strong. I see my guy Mike in the chat, man. So we're going to talk about some few things today. Today is the first day of free agency where you can tag a free agent. So we're going to talk about that. You know, a lot of Cowboys fans had a lot of things to say on Twitter, everywhere. You know how Cowboys fans do. Y'all know how y'all are, right? So I had to bring in a guest, and this girl, she is definitely killing it out there. Y'all know me. I like people who work hard, who gets it out the mud, who grinds for their goals, and this girl is absolutely killing it right now. She covers the Washington Wizards, the NBA basketball team, on Fox Sports in Washington as well, but she also does NFL content. She's a Dallas Cowboys fan. We've been trying to link up for the longest, like, yeah, computer issues and timing, all sorts of craziness going on. But CFO gang, I like to welcome to the channel my girl Ashley Baker. What's going on, Ash?
What's up? I'm so geek to finally be here, right?
Yeah, like I said, it was a long time coming. Like, we tried like 4 to 5 times, like schedule syncing, computer
Seriously.
issues, sickness, everything. But we are here right now. So definitely thank you for taking the time to come on. And like I said, Ash, I don't say this lightly. I see your grind. She is, if you're on Twitter, you definitely got to follow her. She's the queen of Twitter spaces, y'all. Like, when you look on top of your timeline and you see a Twitter space, Ash is up there hosting, killing it. She goes from NFL to NBA to NBA to NFL to all sorts of stuff. I'm like, I don't know how you do it. I get tired on Twitter, but she is like outdoing me on Twitter. So definitely salute to you. But for the people who are seeing you for the first time, Ash, go ahead and tell them where they can find you at.
Absolutely. So like you mentioned, I'm on Twitter at @AshleyBaker_21. I am being dubbed the Twitter space queen, which is fine. It's all good and dandy. But also, you can find me on Instagram, same handle at @AshleyBaker_21. And I'm on Facebook as well, just as Ashley Baker. And I also have a podcast called About Nothing But Sports. New episodes are going up next week, March 1st. You know, I'm always headlining, always starting it off with these Cowboys. And as you mentioned, I do jump back and forth between the NFL and the NBA. So yeah, I'm just doing what I love, you know, talking sports, debating it, whatever. That's just what I love to do.
She goes hard. She holds her own. Like I said, it's like, you know, hey, I definitely appreciate it. So are you in Washington? Do you live in Washington?
I am located in DC. Yes.
All right. So let's talk about it. You a Cowboys fan in Washington. What is that like?
Yes. So it's hell, and that's probably why I have such tough skin, to be honest with you. So my mom was born outside of Dallas. She was born in Mineral Wells. I don't know if it's still called Mineral Wells, but it was when she was born back then. So, you know, my whole life I grew up with my mom just being like this huge Cowboys fan. I mean, I literally was born into it. My entire family is our Commander fans. So, you know, we always going back and forth. I don't know, man, the tough skin it's gratifying being here in DC because they can't beat us for real. And it's sickening sometimes as well because they're so obsessed with us. It's very, very annoying. It's very annoying how obsessed they are with us. So, you know, I'm just, you know, I'm above the peasants. I'm trying to get to a Super Bowl. I don't have time to be worrying about
the Washington Commanders.
The Washington Commanders.
And their leather jackets. And, you know, it just is what it is. But yeah, I know a lot of people. My guy Rome, who's in the chat, salute to my guy Rome, Cowboys Fan Talk. He was at the game in Washington. I know my guy DMV. So a lot of people kind of have that Washington Cowboys footprint. They're out there. Maybe I need to come out to Washington.
DMV.
Yeah, DMV. Yeah, DMV's out there, man. So maybe I need to attend a Washington game. But
you haven't been here.
No, I never been to Washington D.C. Period. You know.
Okay.
But me, you know me.
But wait, don't do it. Don't do it, Tuck.
Okay.
Don't do it.
All right.
Because the wait until they build their new stadium.
That's what I was gonna say.
That might run you 10, 15 years, my brother, because that stadium is a dump.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm used to luxury in Dallas. You know what I'm saying? Leather seats, Cowboy Ritas, Happy Margarita Day. You know, the finer things. I'm not used to sewage dumping on me and rails falling. Like, this is not my thing. So maybe you're right, Ash. I need to wait till Washington gets it together, and then maybe I'll come out there because I'm like, I ain't sitting out there in no bleachers, especially if it's cold. So another thing we got to talk about. So you do cover, like I said, the NBA, but also cover NFL.
All right.
Unlike a lot of us, you was at the Super Bowl. So what was it like being out there at the Super Bowl, getting all that LA coverage? I saw you talking about how you was tired and exhausted, but what was that experience like?
Tuck, let me tell you something. My body never really adjusted. And I'm upset because it did adjust on Sunday, the day of the Super Bowl, but I left the next day. I mean, I really, my goodness, it was crazy, you know, when certain events were done and you're done with Media Row and it's still early. And my body it wasn't early for my body when that stuff wrapped up at 5, 6 o'clock, you know, their time. My body is on like 8, 9 o'clock. And I'm like, come on, like, am I really this old? Am I this washed? I can't possibly be this washed. And so even for the Super Bowl, you know, out there when the Super Bowl ended, it was like 7 o'clock. East Coast and even Central Time, when the Super Bowl is over, I'm watching highlights.
It's
I'm
bedtime.
doing all of that. and then I'm going to bed.
Right.
I'm going to bed. And so it was just a different, but it was beautiful. It was amazing. Shout out to my guy, Mark Gunnels, because Mark really showed me the city. I did a lot more than just LA. Shout out to Joy Taylor. I went to her event and met a lot of amazing women, Taylor Rooks, Ashley Nicole Mall. She's a huge Cowboys fan as well. It was amazing. It was really, really amazing.
Yeah, it was a good experience. Like I was living vicariously through you because I got to cover the Super Bowl. I got to cover it virtually, right? So I didn't get to go. But next year I'm trying to plan to get out there to the Super Bowl. I might hold off because it's in Arizona, but Vegas, that's my type of place. I might be out there for the Super Bowl in Vegas. Whether the Cowboys are there or not.
The Vegas one, Tuck.
Yeah. See, now
crazy.
You're going to be accustomed to that Pacific time. So that's how I'm going to be here in a few months when I go to the draft. It's like, you're having everything at Pacific time, but then it's like me normally, like it's past bedtime. I kind of look young, but I'm old, y'all. I got an old soul. So it's like, sometimes it's like 10 o'clock out there. I'm like, it's midnight. And 1 o'clock your time.
That was the worst part of it is I was just always tired, man. I'm like, man, this can't be like,
right.
I'm out here, I'm trying to, and you want to push through, but your body won't really let you. You got it. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to be out in Arizona, but now I know I have to stay from like Sunday to Sunday. Me coming at the end of the week, that's just not an option. Like I need to be there Sunday. That way my body is adjusted by Tuesday, and then I'm good to go for the rest of the week.
Right, exactly. So people understand when you're doing coverage, like you're constantly in go mode. When I was out there at camp in Oxnard, it wasn't no breaks. It was just like I was at camp, I was meeting people, I was doing interviews, I was doing so much. And it's like, man, I didn't get to, just chill and digress. But it's all worth it because we love it. It's all we're passionate about. So let's go ahead and get into it. So like I said, today was the first day you're able to franchise tag players. And an interesting tweet was kind of sent out, I think, by Todd Archer of the possibility that the Cowboys could look into franchise tagging either Randy Gregory or Dalton Schultz. Now, chat, go ahead. Let me know how y'all feel about that. Me personally, I was like, ew, like, no, don't do that for either, right? But I think if we were to franchise tag Randy Gregory, we could be looking at possibly 20 to 21 mil. I think for Dalton Schultz, around 11 mil. So I'm going to ask you, Ash, would you, one, franchise tag either Dalton Schultz or Randy Gregory, or what would be your option with them?
I think you and I have had the defense conversation on our timelines for quite some time now. And I think we all know that this defense was just one that we were so excited to see this season, right? I almost am okay with like them like running it back again. Like if they can find a way to run it back with this defense with Dan Quinn. Damn, it's hard though, because I know we got some stuff coming down the pike on the offensive end, with Amari Cooper and Michael Gallup. And so you definitely want to, Blake Jarwin is okay. If I had, let me give you an answer.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Back and forth. If I had to give you an answer, I would probably franchise tag Gregory.
Franchise tag Gregory.
I probably would, man. Like, I need the defense. That team goes so much. Our defense bailed us out so many times this year, man. Like our defense gave our offense so many chances, and the offense didn't capitalize. So the defense just wasn't the issue. If I could see the defense one more time, and perhaps our offense get it right, I feel like we can make some type of deep run. So I almost want to see them just again in action.
Yeah.
For a second year, Dan Quinn back, man. Like, why not? Why not?
And I agree with you. I think that was something kind of unexpected. Like, even though we drafted Micah Parsons and some of these rookies last year, we didn't expect our defense to really turn the corner like they did. So now we're looking at our defense and I had this conversation with my guy, Professor O. What's up, my guy, Matt O, in the chat. Now, since it seems like the tides are turning where our defense is kind of the focus, the Cowboys might want to focus on the defensive side of the ball versus the offensive side of the ball. Because even if we do lose Dalton Schultz, y'all, we have more than enough weapons in-house and can get weapons to fill that void. But you cannot reel back with this defense and go back to what we had under Mike Nolan in 2020. So you brought Dan Quinn back.
We don't speak of that year.
My bad. What year? Mike
that
Nolan
year
who? Like,
did not exist for the Dallas Cowboys. We don't speak of that man's name.
Right.
That can I make a rule on your show?
Go ahead. It's your house. You the Twitter. You
Mike
the space
Nolan again. If I had the chance to rip into Mike McCarthy for even bringing him over, we don't speak of that year. That's not that defensive year.
Mike McCarthy,
forget about it.
Mike McCarthy likes to put his homeboys on. You know, like I said, I need more Mike McCarthy friends in my circle. Like, you know what? Tuck don't know what he's doing, but Tuck's my homeboy. I'm gonna put him on anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need more friends like that. Like, a friend's going to, give me an engineering job. You know what I'm saying? He can figure it out. He's a good guy. You know, that's how I feel like Mike McCarthy was.
He's gonna put me over. He's
gonna put me on. Yeah,
He's gonna embellish. He definitely gonna embellish on what I could do. But no, that defensive year for Mike Nolan was trash.
Yeah,
trash.
And that's where I'm at. Like, we cannot reverse back to that. So bringing Dan Quinn back, having Micah Parsons in house, you have to build a solid foundation defensively around what we currently have. And I believe Randy Gregory is one of those key pieces. Now, franchise tagging him at 20 million side through thick and thin, through all your off the field issues.
Homeboy,
right, yeah. And so it's really time for Randy Gregory to kind of look out for the Dallas Cowboys. Now, I get it, man. Get your money, get your paper. But fair is fair, so you can't really break the bank. So hopefully Randy Gregory gives them a reasonable deal, maybe 10 to 11-ish million. I'm with that, but if we're pushing in this,
you think he gonna knock off 10 mil?
I mean, bro, he only had 6 sacks last year. You know what I'm saying? It was his first full season he's been in Dallas. Suspension after suspension.
Yeah.
You know, so he really don't have much of a leg to stand on. You know, so it's like, all right, but he would have to give us a discount in order for it to work. I just don't see the value in franchise tagging a guy for $20 million for 6 sacks and it's his first full season. You might as well go get a rookie out the draft that can probably give you 5 sacks out the gate for a lot less cheaper. So, it's going to be interesting to see how the Cowboys work with that. Now, not Blake Jarwin, but Dalton Schultz.
Yeah.
Different situation because he does have 2 years under his belt where he's trying to play decent. Dak likes Blake, or keep saying, I'm a Blake Jarwin fan, so I keep saying Blake Jarwin first.
That's what I was about to say. I'm about to say, Dalton cool, but we do got Blake Jarwin.
Right.
So.
But in all fairness, Blake Jarwin can't stay healthy. So Dalton Schultz has showed improved for 2 seasons, right? He's been one of Dak's primary targets in the offense. His blocking is a little, franchise tagging him for 11 mil or signing him to a George Kittle type deal? I'm not with that. So
what's George Kittle's deal?
What is Kittle making? Let me know in the chat. I think he's around like 15 mil, something like that.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think so. I think Kittle's around there. I think Kittle's one of the highest. Him and Kelsey are like 2 of the highest paid, I think.
Yeah, then it would make sense to tag him.
Yeah. And so, you can't really, you can tag him at 11. You could possibly move on from Blake Jarwin and maybe say 4 if you cut Blake Jarwin. And like someone said in the draft or in chat, there's a lot of tight ends in the draft. I can get you, I promise you, y'all, I'll drop the video soon. I can get you guys another I can get you Blake Jarwin and a Dalton Schultz in this draft. And so I feel like with the Cowboys, if anybody's going to be franchise tagged, I would prefer it to be Gregory over Schultz. I just don't think that Schultz is the reliable factor that makes our offense spin. If we can't get things to involve with CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper, another free agent we'll talk about, Ezekiel Elliott, offensive line, Tony Pollard, and we sit back and say, damn, we didn't get to the Super Bowl because we didn't keep Dalton Schultz, then it just ain't meant to be. So that's my thoughts on it. But I would franchise tag Gregory if I had to.
If I absolutely have to.
Yeah, primarily I wouldn't do either. I'm just going to negotiate it. I'll just negotiate it and just like he's trying to get a deal. If we can't get a deal, they move on, and then we go.
Because you can always move Micah up to that spot, right?
You could rush Micah a lot more, and especially with someone also mentioned in the chat, Jabril Cox, knock on wood if he comes back healthy. You could draft a linebacker or 2 in the draft. It's a cool class that you can add some depth, which will allow you to move Micah a little bit more. So it's like, I'm not paying nobody $20 million for 6 sacks. We didn't even do that for Robert Quinn. He had 11, 12? when he was here. So it's like,
That's
nah,
facts.
6 sacks?
Yeah,
Absolutely not.
That's
So,
facts. That's facts.
it just ain't with it. So we'll have to see how that works out. But like I said, today is the first day where you can franchise tag players. I don't think that's going to happen with these two particularly. I hope not. But we shall see. Now,
just talking about this tuck just pisses me off. Like,
go ahead, get it out. That's
I just
what we
cannot believe that we fumbled this bag this year, man. Like, I'm just that's just driving me nuts because this ain't the time for us to be inserting in new pieces to try to win a Super Bowl, man. You already got chemistry built up. So when I hear you talking about, oh, we can plug in this person from the draft and grab this person. I mean, I know the draft is part of whatever. I know, folks are, in and out every year. But God, man, we're talking about like key pieces here. You know what I'm saying?
Let's get into it. Let's get into it because this was the risk that we took because we signed a lot of guys last year on 1-year deals. And so it was kind of like rolling the dice because Stephen Jones want to have a value type free agency where you can bring in these guys for cheap, have a show and prove it, see what they can do. But what happened is it kind of backfired from the Cowboys standpoint because a lot of these guys on these 1-year deals, they balled out. And so now they're going to want their money. And now you have to have the conversation, how much was our defense really relying on these guys? And so, one of my primary guys, he had an interview this morning on 105.3 The Fan, was J-Ron Curse. I'm going to start with J-Ron Curse. I pretty agree. Everyone in the chat probably knows where I'm going with this. But Ash, do you bring back J-Ron Curse?
Absolutely. Without question. You bring back J-Ron Curse.
Yeah, I agree.
Big part of the defense. We need him, man. And I mean, he was hurt last year, right? Yeah. So damn, I can't even imagine like as good as our defense was. Like again, it exceeded our expectations. If we just had him as well, like you got to bring J-Ron Curse. But I mean, everybody agree with that?
Yeah, I think everybody will agree with J-Ron Curse. And I feel like J-Ron. Here's what I'll say, y'all. To me personally,
J-Ron was somebody that we didn't even.
Nobody
like
with my guy Professor O was beating the desk for J-Ron Curse. I think he had him as a Pro Bowler, and he could have made the Pro Bowl. But J-Ron Curse, to me, y'all, he is the primary signing of free agency. I would sign J-Ron Curse before I signed Randy Gregory.
Absolutely.
And the reason why is he's able to impact the game at all 3 levels. He can blitz off the edge a little bit if you want to bring him off a safety blitz. He can play linebacker so that in between can cover the tight ends. And he can also play your safety position. And Dan Quinn had mentioned he was wearing the green dot. He was the play caller for the defense. Like he was that guy getting everyone in sync. And so a huge value with J-Ron Curse. He is critical for our defense to move back in the right direction. And he came out and said, and I've been saying this as well, once we got Dan Quinn back, it let me know, like, okay, some of these guys who might have been like, all right, I'm out. I'm going to get my money. They're going to kind of come back with the whole run it back mentality and want to play for Dan Quinn. And J-Ron Curse kind of alluded to that. Now, he didn't say he's coming back. But you know how Cowboys fans are. Like, all right, you're coming back, bro. You're coming back. So he said that he enjoyed playing for Mike McCarthy. He loved playing for Dan Quinn. It worked. Why not stick with a defensive coordinator that can put you in position to do what you do best? So he's my number one priority. I see that in the chat as well.
I will probably agree with that, Tuck.
Yeah.
Definitely number one priority. Clearly over Gregory, like you said. I remember as well when you said that Quinn was said that he was the one that's calling the plays and things like that. And we need as much help as we can get in that backfield. You know what I mean? I am not. Anthony Brown is just.
Yeah.
My God. For the last couple of seasons, it's always been somebody back there that I just get on my. They can never get. I can't get it right with both sides, man. Like one side might be, Byron Jones was good for all them years, but then you had across from him, Cheeto.
Yeah, I like Cheeto though, man. Cheeto was a Super Bowl, man. Cheeto was out there in LA and got an interception. I wish I would have put money on that.
Come on, Todd. You watch enough film. I can say it just hasn't. It's been Terrence Newman. It's been Brandon Carr. It's been Cheetah Awuzie.
Yep.
They're all the same person in different bodies that drive
I feel
me
you.
insane.
I feel you, and that's why having a J-Ron Curse, like a safety that, because we,
Correct.
because every summer, salute to my guy Spoonie, it's always Route 33, so Earl Thomas or Jamal Adams or Derwin James. Like, we always have this huge fantasy of getting a safety, and we found this gem in J-Ron Curse.
Yes.
I'm not letting it go. Like, I got used to having a reliable safety for the first time in pretty much forever as a Cowboys fan. So it's like, nah, I want to keep J-Ron Curse in-house because I enjoy what he brought to the team, and it felt different.
Don't slight Terrence Newman. Could not
Terrence Newman was quality. He wasn't like extremely elite, but he was a quality guy.
Terrence Newman knew where the bodies was. I was surprised he was even with us for as long as he was with us.
That's Solana, Kansas, man. He's from the crib, man. Salute to Terrence Newman, man.
Terrence, we love you.
Yeah,
okay.
He had a great career in Dallas, right? A reliable career.
It was a nice run. It was a nice run. I'm just saying, I just want to have some lockdown folks back there in the secondary. I don't want any team to think that there's any holes, there's any kind of, as good as Trayvon was, people were still testing Trayvon because you could. Honestly, you still could test Trayvon back there. I just want a lockdown secondary where, boy, you better have a hell of a run offense because you're not even trying to play with our guys in the back. That has always been a dream of mine.
Right. I agree. I think we're going to get it, y'all. And you're saying what? I think we're going to get it. I think that Kelvin Joseph, once he gets into the thick of things, he's going to be able to kind of secure that other side. And so I like where I saw flashes from Kelvin Joseph. Now it's just going to be, all right, you still have Jordan Lewis. You still have Anthony Brown in there. We drafted Nashawn Wright. Here at Cowboys Nation, I'm going to go ahead and just jump off the Reggie Robinson train because I just don't think that thing is going to happen. I'm going to jump off of that. But, we still have Reggie Robinson in-house. So, probably draft a few corners here and there. So, I'm okay with our secondary if you tell me we're getting J-Ron Curse back. So, I think he'll make a difference.
Yeah, he makes a difference. He makes life easier. I just think he makes life easier for everybody. And they probably can just agree with that. So, like you said, priority number one, for sure.
All right, so we got a question for you. It says, Ashley, what position do you want us to target in the first round of the draft? So this is your position. All right, if we have a position available, what position do we need to address the most important?
The position we should have drafted 2 years ago.
Oh,
replacing Tyron Smith.
2 years ago?
We should have started looking for his replacement 2 or 3 years ago.
In the first round? Because 2 years ago, that would have been CeeDee Lamb. So 3 years ago. 3
years ago.
There we go.
Who was I looking at? I can't believe that was 3 seasons ago.
Let's see.
Nah, it was somebody. It was somebody that I don't think it was 3 seasons ago. What I'm saying, I love CD, man. I love CD. And of course, in that moment, I didn't know that CD was going to be what CD is.
Oh, I knew CD.
I'm just saying back then, that was my priority.
Was the tackle position.
It didn't get addressed. Yeah, it didn't get addressed. It needs to be addressed now. Tyron is arguably, for me, probably the second most important person on the offense.
Right.
He's beast. He's a beast mode, but he just cannot stay healthy. That's Dak's blind spot, man. We need to give Dak as much help as we can get him. I'm always nervous whenever, Tyron go out and we're depending on who to be his backup.
Ty Nsekhe, Terrence still rotating over. So
Terrence still? Are you kidding me?
So you're primarily offensive line. So your offensive line. Which I understand. Yeah, offensive line.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Offensive line.
This is under the assumption that we shore up at least Curse in the defense.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We could work, like you said, right. Either he going, work with us, or we're gonna let him walk. Hopefully they don't tag. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we'll see with that, but that Tyron Smith, and the reason why I said a couple seasons ago is because at this point he up to speed. At this point, you know what I'm saying, he sat back and have been able to learn from Tyron. And, going forward, we maybe not have these issues, whoever his replacement would have been. But we found ourselves the last 2 seasons again having issues with Tyron. He just can't stay healthy. And he is a dog.
Right.
I hate to see it.
Right.
But I've been wanting his replacement for a few seasons, Tuck. I'm not gonna lie.
And here's my concern with that, because I know you're not the only person who's mentioned that to me. What did we just see from Leighton Vander Esch this season? Soon as we drafted a linebacker, Leighton Vander Esch didn't miss no games. He didn't get hurt. He didn't get hurt at all, right? And so I feel like if we were to take our first round pick and draft a left tackle, Tyron Smith ain't gonna miss no games. No, nothing. He's gonna have a perfect, healthy season. Play at elite level. So that's why if we're gonna draft the offensive lineman, I want to draft a guard that we can plug in and play the left guard position, and maybe give you some position flex to play left tackle later down the line. Because we drafted an elite left tackle, and Tyron Smith is playing 16, 17 games. I'm gonna be pissed. And so it was like, all right, but I do agree with you, Ash. Like, I love Tyron Smith when he's out on the field, but it's like, bro, it's like flipping a coin. Like, I don't know when you're going to be out there. And I agree
with you as well. The guard position is important. We definitely need to address that for sure.
I agree.
So, it's like you said, it's a coin toss. I would hate for us to pick up somebody and then he's miraculously healthy.
He'll come out and say, "No, I'm in the best shape of my life." All sorts of stuff. Like, nah, bro. Like, we need you to miss a few games like you normally do, because that's what happened. Leighton, I was like, watch Leighton Vander Esch now that Micah Parsons is there. Missed not nan game. He no issue, no neck, no back, no nothing.
You called it. This is damn. You right. He was not hurt at all this season.
Yeah. Nah. Leighton, correct me if I'm wrong, y'all. I don't even think LVE even missed with COVID. I don't think he missed nothing, man. He was just.
I don't think so. I don't recall LVE even being on that injury list. Right. Like, not at all. He's healthy as hell. And COVID, healthy as hell.
Yeah,
you want to be healthy in COVID.
Yeah, because he a free agent right now. He's trying to get that money. So let's go ahead and transition into him, because I see it asking in chat from my guy Steve. He says LVE needs to find a new residence. Do you re-sign Leighton Vander Esch, or do you let him walk?
Man, I wasn't impressed with Leighton this year.
Yeah.
If we re-sign him, how much would it be for? How much that's going to take up? You got the numbers for me, Tuck?
I ain't got the full numbers because I'm not sure what his agent working with. So it's like.
Just like.
So last year he made $2.9 million. Yeah, so he made $2.9 million last season. So, $3-4 million, that's a cool little deal, but it's just,
like what? How many years? Like what?
3? Yeah, maybe 3. It's like a 9, so something like that. So
$9 million, 10 million.
I say everyone. Hey, I need to tell the DJ, walk it out. Yeah, LVE, walk it out. Yeah, like he would have to give a very team-friendly deal. Now, I will say this, y'all. I think the Cowboys are high on him because they like his caliber. They also going to need some type of veteran at the linebacker position. So if he works out a friendly deal, I think they would sign him. But, if he walks, I ain't going to be upset.
It's just unfortunate because you have Micah making so much noise in a couple different spots in the defense this year. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of just like, I hate to say this, but you really didn't know how much of a non-factor LVE was until Jalen Smith left. Right. And then when Jalen Smith left, you kind of started to see like he almost kind of got lost in the defense, just like Jalen was. You know what I'm saying? Because of just Micah being the beast that he was.
Right.
And then you had Gregory and D-Law come back and, stuff really started clicking. I mean, he just kind of got lost in defense, I feel like, a little bit.
It's just different, It's the thing is, like, we saw what Jalen and LVE was able to do in 2018. But then we saw what Micah, and, like, the speed was just different. And not only just the speed with Micah, like, even when Jabril Cox was on the field, and I noticed this earlier on camp, and I was telling everybody on the channel, this team is faster. It's just faster. But then it's like,
it was.
No matter
head hunting.
Yeah, head hunting. Flying to the ball because we just can't do it. Like, people get older, you have injuries, and you have these young bulls out there rush, like, you can't keep up with them. So I felt like even though LVE had a decent season, it's nothing to overpay for. I just think that, Micah just lifts and heightens the defense. Like, it's like, if you're working out and someone's lifting heavy, like, all right, maybe I can do it. All right. if you spot me. So, LVE, I think maybe if it's a 1-year deal, maybe a 2-year deal, just, minimal 3-4 mil, I'm with it. But big contract money, no. And honestly, I don't know what his value is going to be outside of Dallas because he ain't been playing besides this one season. So that remains to be unseen.
So that may lure him to be like,
Right. Yeah.
I mean, I can't think of any team that would pay him. I mean, he already set up shop in Dallas. You might as well take a team-friendly deal, like you said.
Right.
We're going to need the veteran presence.
Right.
So, you want to keep that. But I wasn't even impressed by the wolf howl this year. I'm like, look,
he really didn't do it. That's because Cowboys
he did it like twice.
Because Cowboys fans are so mean. He probably saw how Cowboys fans treated Jalen with his swipe. He's like, man, I ain't trying to get all that, And also, it's like, you mentioned it, like when Jalen left, like you saw the interview with LVE, like he felt like depleted, like, man, that's my guy, my brother. So it was like, like I said, he had a decent season, but nothing I'm willing to pay premium dollar for. My guy at Rome Cowboys Fan Talk says Micah, Jabril Cox, and Chad Muma. Yeah, I'll definitely take a new young linebacker core and just put those rookies out there and let them go.
Let them just eat because they're going to be hungry,
right, they're going to be hungry. They're going to be hungry. Josh Ball might have a chance. He had all the rookie year off with the injury. Yeah, Josh Ball could possibly step in and be that swing. Doug says, let's see here, 3 years, $6 million tops is what they should pay. Yeah, I agree, Doug. Right there, that's a sweet spot. $3 million for
that's a good spot.
$6 million for 3 years.
Ain't bad.
And Steve says, light him up, Ash. Hey, don't light the Wolf Hunter, man. Wolf Hunter ain't did nothing to nobody,
Look, check this out. Check this out. My guy Mark Gunnels, we had a bet this season, and the bet was, I think by the time we saw, because he's a huge Chiefs fan.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
by the time we saw the Chiefs this past season, I betted that the Chiefs would have like 3 or 4 losses by then. I called them losing like the first 2 out of like 3 games, right? So of course, by the time we saw them, they were already sitting at like 3 or 4 losses. So I bet him a Cowboys jersey. Now, for those that know me, I don't have a specific favorite Cowboys. I never have. I'm seriously all about the brand. I don't like to get too attached to players because then when they leave, I'm in my feelings a little bit.
Right.
It ain't about that. I want you to help me win games, so I'm not attached. So when they gotta walk, I'm cool. But I was like, all right, well, let me, buy a jersey. Let me get a jersey. And for some not unapparent reason, but it was just no shortage of LVE jerseys. And I'm like, I know this ain't the only option to jog. I'm not getting an LVE jersey.
Right.
Like, I'll get one with my name on the back before I get like an LVE jersey. So it just made me realize, I'm like, damn, he really fell from grace because 2 seasons ago, 2 or 3 seasons ago, I would have considered getting an LVE jersey.
Oh, yeah. Well, I have to admit, I have 3 or LVE jerseys, but
do you? But that was a minute ago.
No, but it's because that was my football number 55. So when they move on from just take the name off the back and put my name on the back, it's like, I'm thinking ahead. I was, always forward thinking.
I feel you.
Right. But yeah, so LVE is going to be interesting to see how we attack him. But I think if I had to put money on it, I think he will be a Dallas Cowboy. Now, they just mentioned another name. Here we go.
Fair.
Wide receiver, Michael Gallup, free agent, ACL injury. But that happened in November? Or was it was December when that happened? So he's going to be out for extended time. What do you do with Michael Gallup?
He was hurt twice this year. I came into the season feeling like this was going to be his last year with us because of Coop and CD. I felt like that this wasn't going to be the year for him to really showcase everything. And then he got hurt. Then he came back. I've always felt like since the beginning of the season, we were likely going to let him walk and just next man it up was said. You know what I'm saying? Like, because we can get said for the low, so I don't like how injury prone Michael Gallup is becoming. And I just don't know if you pay a bag like that for him. maybe another team that really, I think he'll be dope somewhere else. But because, I mean, we're not in cap hell. Dallas is going to find a way to, make it do what it do. But you can get said for the low, man. And you still, we still got to worry about CD's stuff coming down the line. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's weird. I love Michael Gallup. His toe tapping on the sidelines is incredible. He got that touchdown for us on that ACL injury. Like, love everything that you've done for us, brother. But I will probably chuck the truth.
Yeah, and this is the tough discussion. It is because I felt like that wide receiver trio is what we were all excited about this season. Like CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper, and Michael Gallup. But injuries here and there, all sorts of things. But my man Doug hit it right on the head, and this is my concern with re-signing Michael Gallup. Old Stephen Jones, I call him Mr. Krabs, can think, okay, maybe I can work out a cheap deal with Michael Gallup, maybe 2-year deal. I got my number 88 in CeeDee Lamb. I can move on from Amari Cooper and save me about 16 to 20 mil and re-sign Cedric Wilson for a 2-year deal cheap as well and save money there. That's my biggest fear when it comes to Michael Gallup. If I feel like if we sign Michael Gallup, they're going to move on from Coop. And me, I have nightmares about that. I have cold sweats, all sorts of stuff about us.
My stomach is in knots right now.
About moving from Amari Cooper. But sometimes, and Cowboys fans, we have to understand, we have to put on that Stephen Jones lens and really see what they're thinking. And tell me if I'm lying, that doesn't sound like a Stephen Jones idea.
No, that sounds hella Stephen Jones-ish.
Yeah. So you're pretty much getting 2 wide receivers possibly for the same price you get from Amari Cooper. You get out of that contract. You draft a new young wide receiver, maybe to get the fans excited and get them off your back a little bit, and you move forward motion with that. So,
let me ask you a question.
All right.
Maybe some folks in the chat can chime in as well. Do you think it was some beef with Amari and Dak at the end of the season?
I don't think it was with Amari and Dak. I just think that everybody was kind of frustrated with the offense. I did call, and I think it was actually the Washington game that was the road game, right? When Washington kind of came back at the end. Like, there was a play particular, and I never pulled the film on it because I didn't want to post it, but it was like Dak was chirping at Amari Cooper, and Amari was just walking off, ignoring him, like, yeah, whatever, bro. And so it's like, that's kind of just spur of the moment game, emotions flying high. But I don't know, because my guy, Professor O, chopped up the video showing that, Cooper was lazy on a few plays. But this is who Amari Cooper was. Like, this was the kind of the knack on him coming from Raiders, the Raiders. Like, a lot of Raiders fans, like, he's soft, he quits, like, and I felt like they weren't able to keep Coop happy. Then you had the whole vaccine incident when he kind of came out about that. Then he kind of spoke about, so we saw a different Amari Cooper than we've seen since he's been in Dallas. And I'm not sure if that may have rubbed, the higher ups the wrong way. And so it's like, if you're only going to give this man 4 targets, if maybe him and Dak isn't in sync like we would like, why? I'm in full agreement. Don't pay him that much. Like, get out of that contract because it's a waste of money.
I was asking you that for that particular response right there, Tuck.
Right.
If it's some type of beef there or issue, you know what I'm saying? Like, and the front office is privy to that information.
Yeah.
And that just gives them another reason to play out that scenario that you just gave.
Right. Because what it comes down to, and I think, Dak had an interview and kind of said that he's going to have more control or input with the roster or whatever. So if they sit Dak at the table and say, all right, we're thinking about signing Michael Gallup. We're going to give you Cedric Wilson back. We're going to draft this wide receiver in the draft, and we're going to move on for Amari Cooper. Do you think that Dak is going to say, hell no, I'm keeping Coop.
Right.
I'm keeping Coop. Or is Dak going to be like, all right, that's cool, that'll work. I'm with that. And so that's what we have to really pay attention to see how much old Dak has.
That's why I asked, though, it's all dependent upon what their relationship is. Now, they bring that to the table, and I'm sure we're gonna get to Zeke.
Right.
But we already know what the response would be from Dak.
Right. So we know that. Right. If they said we're gonna move on from Zeke, Dak would probably be like, man, hell no, let's y'all
gotta find another way.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's why I'm like, I don't know. I think one of the biggest things that I love about Amari Cooper is he's just so skilled. Mm-hmm. Like his route running is amazing. He is a threat. And he's one of those folks that he really do come through in the clutch, man. Right. Like at the end of the day, get the ball to Amari Cooper. Mm-hmm. And I haven't felt that presence or that type of person since Jason Witten, you know what I'm saying? Who was just such a, comfort or blanket of comfort for Dak. Mm-hmm. And of course he has that rapport with Gallup. He loved him some CD. That was his favorite target this year, I believe. So I be saying I'm not attached. Yeah, but I don't be liking change for real talk, because
I'm with you, especially knowing how our offense was last year. But it's like, and I've been saying this, and salute to my guy Nick, because he won some stupid wings off me last year. But I said since the moment the Cowboys drafted CeeDee Lamb and slapped number 88 on his back, he was our number one receiver. Like, you don't draft CeeDee Lamb, put number 80 on his back to be the second guy. So I think the Cowboys' mindset is that we have our new number one guy, and he's like cheaper. So, we're maybe able to move on and do some different things and save us a lot more money. But me personally, I like them both together because it opens up our offense so much more. And people forget, even though we didn't draft Amari Cooper, we spent the number one pick on him. So it's the same damn thing pretty much. So it's like, I just don't see us. I mean, me personally, I'm not moving on. Is there any
other receiver? Dallas don't be trying to grab nobody from free agency.
Here's the thing. People, when it comes to the offseason, I know a lot of other content creators, they're great at free agency. I can do free agency, but I'm at the point, I don't give a damn about free agency this year because I know we're not going to do nothing.
We never do.
So like, all right, yeah. So I'm going to focus on the draft.
Dallas is never, historically or whatever, for the last few seasons, we've never been, oh man, come on, every free agency we waiting.
Right.
What Dallas gonna do? And they never do it. They're all about their draft kind of team, so that's fine. So, but I was just wondering. I'm wondering if there's anybody available or anybody.
I mean, there's people available, but you're gonna have to pay for it. And just like your mom used to tell you, go to the store, hey, don't touch nothing. I ain't buying nothing. Like that's Stephen Jones. That's like. Facts. Don't ask me for nothing. So it's like, you know what? I ain't gonna ask for no free agent sign-ins and doing all that. You already know. He ain't. So he'll get somebody to draft, or maybe he moves up Simi Fioco, and But
you think we might move up in the draft to get somebody? Because we'll be 24.
24.
First round?
24. I don't think we will have to move up in the draft to get a wide receiver that we can plug in. With the wide receivers, how things are currently falling. So I feel like if they want to take a wide receiver, you can get a college caliber guy not only at 24, but also in the second round. So,
true.
I just don't know. But from a football standpoint, just if you ask me what makes the Dallas Cowboys a better team to get us ready to go to where we're trying to get to the Super Bowl, so that way you ain't out there covering the damn Bengals and, who won in the Rams, right? I already forgot. You have to have Amari Cooper on this roster. I feel like he gives us our best chance to win. And that's with CeeDee Lamb. So if I had to move on from Michael Gallup, but you tell me I'm keeping Amari Cooper, I'm cool with that. Now, if you move on from both of them, y'all, I'm flipping this table over.
Can you imagine?
You don't resign Gallup and then we move on from Amari Cooper?
Keep it moving, and then we only got who?
CD, Cedric Wilson, Simi Fioco, and a draft pick.
Who's that other guy with the dreads?
Oh, we have Noah Brown.
Noah Brown.
That's do Malik Turner.
We got Malik. Yeah.
Let's not talk that into existence.
It's just making my stomach hurt. I didn't think I was gonna come on your show.
My bad. But this is how we happen. This is how we do on this channel, right? We just talk. We get it all out. My guy Doug mentioned OBJ. No OBJ.
Nah.
No OBJ.
I say no to OBJ as well because. I mean,
injury, ACL injury.
Like after that, we trying to get somewhere like next year. We need to. Yeah. We got. I don't like OBJ for that.
Yeah. Let's see. Daisy says we need Coop in this offense. He gets the double teams. I don't think CD can handle the double team. I really don't think CD is ready to be a number one.
I agree. I agree with Daisy. And I know what you're saying. You can't wear 88 on your back and not. First of all, and I love me some CD, but they giving out that 88 number pretty damn loosely.
Yeah.
Okay.
I much as I love CD, I still haven't gotten over that because Dez is my guy, and it's like you know, I don't want to see.
I mean, we really thought that Dez was like, and in a sense, he was like the second coming of Michael Irvin.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
He was, and it's like,
but you don't. I had no clue they was gonna give away 88 that fast. I'm like,
fast.
Okay.
Yeah, I still wasn't over the Dez thing. You know, it was like, you know,
yeah. Oh, you was hurt with Dez leaving?
Oh, I was absolutely hurt with Dez leaving.
Yeah.
Y'all are lucky I did not have a channel when Dez left because I looked at my Facebook when he left and I spat. Like I hated everybody when Dez, like Dak, Sean Lee, Jason Witten, like I was on fire. Like I had to leave work. I left work when the news got announced that Dez left. Like I was like hurt. And so, yeah.
So sorry, I wish I could have been there to support you like that.
and then they try to sell me on Allen Hurns and Cole. I was no, ain't no way.
Yeah, no. Yeah. Nah. Matt said he disagreed. If you watch tape, they aren't double covering Coop.
Yeah, I don't think that Coop takes on as much double team. I think that they do shift a lot of the focus towards him, which opens up things. But I don't think that he is just getting primarily double team. Because one, we don't even involve Amari Cooper enough in the damn offense anyways to get double teamed. So it's like, right. So
louder,
it's like, louder. Yeah. So it's like, I mean, they might roll their coverages towards him depending on the situation, but it's not like they're coming out and line up and double teaming Amari Cooper each time. I agree with that as well. But when it comes to CD, it's like, I feel like eventually he can overcome it. And if he becomes the primary wide receiver, he has the talent to do so. But it's just how will he be focused in our offense? Like, can Kellen Moore get City involved with him not being in the slot, him being our primary wide receiver? That's a whole nother show for a whole other day.
That's a lengthy conversation, bro.
Talent-wise,
Kellen Moore.
Yeah, Kellen Moore. Yeah, we don't talk. Just like you don't talk
about
Mike.
Did we want Kellen Moore back? Did we?
Not this year. Now. Last year, I was a huge Kellen Moore fan. I wanted him back. But this year,
why were you a huge fan last year when we didn't? Dak was out.
Because seeing what Mike McCarthy did with hiring Mike Nolan, I didn't trust him making another decision for offensive coordinator. Like, even though a lot of people didn't want Kellen Moore back this year, including I didn't trust who could he hire. Like, people were talking about Mike Zimmer and some of these other options. I was like, no. So it was like, I would rather just have Kellen Moore, and particularly for the main reason is his connection with Dak Prescott. Like, he is Dak's guy, so it's like, all right, if you're going to bring in a guy, I'd rather just be that guy versus if you're going to get me a coordinator, go get me someone young, maybe out of college or who's coming up and merging the NFL that's on fire right now versus you tell me we're going to move on from Kellen Moore to Mike Zimmer. I'm just like, no, hell no. Like,
no, that makes sense.
Right. So that's why I was opposed to it. But, let's see, baby.
My mother can't stand. Oh my gosh, my mom. My God, this woman. I mean, y'all think I'm bad. You think I'm. My mother, the apple really don't fall far from the tree. I mean, I'm gonna find out what her username is because you can catch Shorty on Bleacher Report lighting
going hard,
going off. She all season, I'm telling you, even beyond that 6-game winning streak that we went on, my mother has never been high on Kellen Moore, never. And my mother kind of be calling stuff it may look good to us, but I guess she's been a fan for so many years. She's
seen it. He's been through it.
He's not the guy. She's like, I see what he's doing, Ashley. He's not the guy. He's not it. And I'm like, she kind of was right. Proved us wrong, and proved her completely right in the playoffs.
Right.
So it's like, damn, mama might be onto something.
And that's the hard part because we see flashes. It's like, okay, all right, there it is. We did a whole live show, Ash. I broke down how to get the offense involved. How to run
this
tempo.
Was for the game, the 49ers game?
No, this was before, I think it was before Washington, maybe.
Okay.
And I had to go back and check, but we did a whole show, broke down film, how to get the offense back rolling, get them back in sync by using tempo, how to get Tony Pollard and Zeke involved by running them off the edges, using bunch formations to beat the coverage. Kellen Moore came out and did it. We were all high-fiving each other in the chat. Yeah, we broke it down. We're coaches, we're NFL coaches. It just went away. That was it. That's all you got. I was like, damn, that was it. Like, okay, so you found the formula, you got the offense back on track, and then you just abandoned it. It's just like,
And I don't know why. You know, I feel like a lot of these younger coordinators, we've seen McVay coach tight, Shanahan, like just trying to fix what ain't broke. Just do your thing. Roll with what is working. You just completely abandoned something that worked so great a week or two ago or a couple of weeks ago. And now we just it looks ridiculous. I can't understand when there's not a significant injury to a player, which would completely, like a major player, which would completely change how things are done schematically or, you know, stuff like that. For you to just fall off after going 6 straight and then games after that, we just look like those 6 straight games didn't even happen. It's just overthinking. Like, it's football,
y'all know what
man.
it was?
Like,
y'all know what it was? It was the red stripes, man. A lot of people think it was the Broncos.
Red stripes on the helmet.
We put a red stripe across the Cowboys helmet and cursed us for the rest of the season, right? And so
you called that, Tuck. You called that. You said that on social.
That's all it was. We put that red stripe, and our season was never the same again. And like, I think that was the frustrating part because we saw how our offense was. And like I said, for me personally, you know, I wasn't much of a Kool-Aid drinker until that Patriots game. And then once we won that Patriots game, I was just drunk off, like, this is it. Like, this team is different. We are ready. And then it's just like, nah, you're not. You're not. So, you know, that was the hard part because from Cowboys fans, we always kind of had this situation where it was like, all right, well, the Dez catch, or, you know, Tyron Smith was out, or Zeke was suspended. So we kind of had these things where, all right, that was the reason why. And when it comes to this season, we just don't have the reason why versus we just got beat. Like, it was just like, you know, it still hasn't made sense of what happened. I think that's the hard part about digesting this past season.
Yeah, it's
the red stripe doomed us, man. Yeah.
I was just sure that we was gonna at least make the NFC Championship.
Yeah.
Videos, bro. Like I was calling that, and then for the defense, I hate wasted seasons when the defense looks so freaking good. That drives me nuts because if it's one thing about those Jones, they're gonna make sure that the offense is stacked some way, somehow. But I feel like the defenses have so many up and down years. I mean, offensively, Dallas has been one of the top offenses in the league, you know, when we are healthy for a long time, even going back to the Romo days. We've been one of the top offenses. Okay, so offenses, that ain't gonna be an issue for Dallas. They're all about flashy, fly high powered offenses. But when you have a defense that just, I mean, Dallas didn't have an expectation defensively. I feel like that's why they went out and just did their thing. They just went out and just played and just had fun.
You couldn't be no worse than last year.
That season. Yo, when you waste that kind of season, that pisses me off. Bro. Like,
because all season, this time last year, we're like, we just got to be like a top 15 or a top 20 defense. We're going to be fine with our offense. And then we have historical numbers from our linebackers, from our corners, like everything was in sync. And then we just like, you know, imagine being out there. I was sitting at that stadium. So the security.
Are you in Dallas? Do you live in Dallas?
I'm in Kansas City. So I'm in Mark's country. All these Chiefs fans waving flags and stuff. You know, it's different. So
So you went to the Chiefs game?
Yeah. I did. Yeah.
Okay. Out there, but you go back and forth to Dallas.
Yeah, I fly out to Dallas.
Okay. God damn, man! I know you was pissed in certain games, just sitting watching certain stuff.
That one, Denver. Thanksgiving versus the Raiders, like, you know, it was hard, you know, because normally I would go out to games sparingly here and there. Tampa, am I bad luck, y'all? No, I'm not bad luck. You know, it couldn't be. Can't be bad luck, Tuck.
You better not be bad luck, Tuck.
Well, because I've been at games where
now that I think about it, it's like you better not be bad luck, Tuck.
No, I don't think so. We'll have to look at that because here's the crazy part. Until this year, I've never seen Dak and Zeke lose in the Dak and Zeke era since 2016. I've never seen them watch.
I was just about to say, I've attended so many of the Washington games here.
So Tampa was the first time I seen them lose
down there, and I was like, every time I go to the game, they win.
That was good luck. So y'all can't put that on me, y'all. So my guy.
If I see a pattern next year, I'm calling your ass out.
If we're sitting out there, we're losing to the Eagles and the Giants.
You out if I see a pattern, I'm gonna tell you, look, stay away from this. Look,
right.
We gotta do what we gotta do.
Right. All right. Y'all gonna ban him from the stadium. So my guy, Professor O, asked a question. How do you think, Ash, that Dallas should handle the Zeke and Pollard workload next year?
Oh, this is such a touchy subject for me, bro. You would think that I have favorite players.
Right.
I think I have a soft spot for Dak and Zeke. Damn it, Dak and Zeke.
Yeah.
I think I have a soft spot for those guys. That 2016 season, man, I was over here watching old videos of the 2016 season. I was just in awe, man. I just knew that was gonna be the year.
Right.
Oh my God. So I've been getting educated on this, right? Because I do have a problem with change a little bit. Let me remind everybody that Ezekiel Elliott was hurt since week 3 of this season, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he got nicked up in with the Panthers game. So I think that was, what was that, week 4?
3 or 4?
I think 3 or 4.
Right. So he had been dealing with that lingering injury all season. So I'm hearing people say he's lost a step. He don't cut like he used to. He don't get through those holes like he used to. And my defense for that, I love me some Tony Pollard.
Right.
But I am just so high on the dual threat of those two. They just complement each other very, very well. We already know that Zeke is an incredible blocker to add to what he can do when running. I just don't feel like that Zeke really got fair criticism in regards to, people are saying that he's regressing. But again, he dealt with a lingering injury all year. Right. I would be perfectly fine. First of all, Dallas should run the ball no less than 25 times every game.
Right.
That is essential. I don't give a darn who's doing it. This might be PG-13 up in here. So
it depends. We'll say
when I'm talking Dallas, it get weird.
Right,
okay?
right.
25 times minimum each game.
Right.
I don't care who that's being split between the two of them. I just need to see the ball being ran.
Right.
But I would like one more year. I be trying running back so bad. So I would like to see it again next year. Similar to what we saw this year. With the workload. Look, they're paying Zeke all that money.
Right.
Okay. The man should have the majority of the touches. And if he's my cat is in the background.
Right,
and if he's healthy, all season, I don't see why you just don't do it the way you did it last year, man. Like,
yeah, there's a way.
People are very high and they love Tony Pollard, man.
Yeah.
They do, and I like Tony too, man. I do.
And it doesn't have to be a either or situation. I'm with you. It can be both. And I told y'all, I'm not making another video on how that can happen because I've got numerous, right? But I will say this. Before Zeke's injury, I like what I saw from Zeke. I saw the explosiveness.
Right.
I saw the agility. I saw the cut, the lateral. Like, it felt 2016 until the injury.
Yes.
My frustration with the
Cowboys. His life, he was in good shape.
Right. So everything felt okay. Like, I wasn't concerned. Now, my frustration with the Cowboys was when you knew there was an injury, you didn't allow him to fully rest and get him fully healthy. And so you had him kind of limping out there, not really a threat. That would have been the opportunity to get Pollard involved a lot more. And it's just like, I was just not satisfied with the run game as a whole, with him. Even Corey Clement, I like what Corey Clement was able to do when he got his few carries. They just wasn't committing to the run game. Maybe that was due to the offensive line efficiency. Maybe that's because they paid a quarterback this money and they wanted him to air it out 40 to 50 times. I do not know what the situation was, but I want to see this team get back to more of a balanced approach, but they just wasn't committing to the run regardless of who was getting the touches. And so it doesn't necessarily have to be carries when it comes to Tony Pollard. It's be touches.
Correct.
Run the screen game. Run reverses, jet sweeps.
Correct.
Like, you can get him involved in so many different ways. That comes back to that guy your mom said, just isn't the guy. Once again, finding out how to use his weapons that he has.
Yeah, I would.
So Steve says you're afraid. Why are you also afraid to admit that Zeke is no longer great? He still had 1,000 yards on one leg, though. So it's like, people, like, what is the expectation? If you want me to say that,
let me tell you why he's a threat. Let me tell you why he's a threat.
Right.
Well, because first of all, he don't avoid contact, and don't no defense want to keep getting hit by Ezekiel Elliott over and over and over again. So as these games, that's what I'm saying. Like, minimum, we need to be running the ball a minimum of 25 times a game.
Right.
Because that stuff is going to start to wear down even the best of defenses. Don't nobody want to keep tackling this man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He does not avoid smoke. He run through it.
Right.
So, and like you said, 1,000 yards on one leg. I just don't. Now, I'm a this season, if I still see the same, not being explosive, not cutting, then of course, we got to move on. But I absolutely love the dual threat of him and Tony Pollard. I absolutely love it. I really do. You got the hard nose, runner in, Zeke, and then you got the finesse style running game of Tony Pollard. Like, I just love that. I can't believe that folks are even talking about Zeke not even being an op. Y'all just want Tony back there? Let's see how that works. I just don't. I am not convinced that it should only just be Tony Pollard's show. Like, I'm just not convinced.
Right. He says,
and because he's not getting paid the money, the Joneses ain't doing that either. So y'all can let that go.
Right. Exactly. In 17 games, he got 1K because the Eagles played their practice squad. But he still got 1,000 yards. It's like you were saying, it wasn't like if Zeke would have came out and I saw it like, all right, man, like healthy, coming out of off season, sitting out of preseason, he still looks lethargic and doesn't. But we saw it. I seen it live in I saw like everything was there. It just, he just got hurt and it went away. And so it was like, I think he's still a value add. It's just using him in the proper situation. And like I've been saying, he needs to be the closer. Let Tony Pollard get involved early. And then let Zeke be in the fourth quarter in those trying to get those dark yards, those grueling yards. That's when you use Zeke and just wear and tear and get up out of there. But, the Cowboys ain't committing to the run game anyway. So, like, what's the point?
So I don't even know if I'm having this conversation.
What's the point? You say he wasn't.
That's a great point, Tuck. I mean, they only running the ball 12, 13 times a game any damn way. So they want.
He says his production has declined every year from his career. Yeah, I mean, it's declined. Like, and that's the hard part. What Cowboys fans to understand is like he set the bar so damn high out the gate. That's like Micah Parsons coming out only having 6 sacks last year. Like, oh, he's declining. Well, it's just like, he set the bar so damn high. It's going to be hard to live up to that expectation every year after year after year.
Most great players set that bar high,
right?
And they do what they're supposed to do. And I mean, and Jen, we already know that running backs don't have a long shelf life.
Right. You put a lot of wear and tear on the body. What's up, my guy Nick's in the building?
Yeah, we already know. Hey, Nick's. We already know, that they are going to. I mean, Jerry Jones and them, they was just high and just excited about Ezekiel Elliott. And we kind of ran them in the ground a little bit.
Right. We ran him all the way into the ground. The fact that he hasn't fully fallen off a cliff, that says a lot because we were running the damn out the gate.
Tearing him up. I would just say to Cowboys Nation, just one more season. Like I'm about second chances. You know what I'm saying? And you cannot. It is ridiculous as a fan, as an analyst, media, whatever, to just completely disregard the fact that he was injured since week 3 or week 4. Now, again, he should have sat, the organization should have sat him for sure.
Right.
But we got to consider what we saw here. Like, he was still hurt.
But yeah, we can clearly, and that's the hard part to how to gauge it, because like we clearly could see him limping, like basically like he could not run to the left side because he was he was ailing that. So it's like, all right, can I really judge him? I know you want to be a warrior and all that, but like I put this season when it comes to Ezekiel Elliott on the organization. They should have did him better by managing him, and why they didn't do it, I don't know.
And they did it. I think they did it because I think Zeke had said in a presser like, third chances, Steve. Whatever. I think that Zeke has said in a presser that it was an injury that was just nagging, and it wouldn't have gotten worse if he played, or it wouldn't have gotten better had he not. You know what I'm saying? So he just decided to play through it. It was just one of those nagging injuries that had, him playing didn't make it any worse. Right. It wasn't, so I mean, when the doctors tell you that, you won't go out there and play and help your team. So that's probably why they just was like, whatever, it can't be no worse.
If he's in a decline, then so is Christian McCaffrey, so is Saquon Barkley. Like,
McCaffrey definitely on a decline, but that's because he can't stay healthy.
What running backs aren't
Facts.
Yeah, Derrick Henry was hurt all year, so it's like, there's a lot because you wear and tear on running backs. Like for Zeke to be able to do what he still did, is still a huge value. Like, should we have paid him as early as we did? No, maybe not. We should have paid our quarterback first, but I still think that Zeke is a huge value add to this team. Yeah. And pass pro, like all of it. So it's like, in the red zone, he just needs to be utilized in different ways. So before I let you go, Ash, like I said, you do NBA coverage. Who's your NBA champion this year? Because
woo, you hit me with the haymaker now.
Let's go ahead and get it. I see you in the spaces. Yeah, I see you in the spaces. Who's your NBA champ? Who you got?
Let me tell you something. Let me just a quick little fact about me. I love me some football stuff. Football is like my baby, my passion, right? But sometimes my head get weird with football because I'm a Cowboys fan. So sometimes it's really hard for me to separate the emotion from being like the analyst and all that. Man, I can do it. I know how to put it to the side, but it's hard.
Right.
Basketball is like, I can articulate the hell out some bad. I love it because I don't really, since D-Wade retired, who was my favorite player, I really never have like a dog in the fight. I mean, I support the Wizards. I love the Wizards, but
right. If you want to go ahead and say the Mavericks,
I have to see how the Nets are gonna look in totality with Kevin Durant back, Kyrie Irving, with the addition of Ben Simmons, and the new pieces they have with Seth Curry and everything, right? Yep. So, but coming out there west, Chris Paul just got ruled out for 6 to 8 weeks. I don't like the way it will be shaping up for Phoenix, man. Draymond is coming back.
Right.
My cat, I'm sorry.
Oh, you fine. I got one.
It'll certainly be probably Warriors Nets.
Warriors Nets. Okay, that'll be a fun one. That would be fun.
Warriors Nets. I'm thinking it may go Warriors Nets, and I might go Nets, man. I might go Nets. I might go Brooklyn. I really don't know, man. This year is so weird. When the year started, I was like, oh, the Lakers are signing all these people and they're going to get their chemistry and they're going to be good. And we're going to be seeing Lakers Nets and another dark horse from the East. I got to throw out this.
Nope.
Huh?
And Westbrook's going to get his ring finally. Nope.
Yeah, Westbrook's going to get his ring. Melo going to get his ring. You know what I'm saying? There's a couple of people. Another dark horse in the East is the Heat. They number one right now in the Eastern Conference, man. They are balling and they're missing some pieces. I don't even think Victor Oladipo is back for them yet.
Right. Yeah, it's so
it's definitely gonna be interesting, man. But right now, if I had to put my money on anybody in the West, it would probably be the Lakers, only because I don't know how things are gonna shape up with the Suns, because Chris Paul is literally gonna be out for the next 2 months, and this is playoff push. Like, I don't know. Are they going to be sitting? Are they still going to be sitting at the 1 or 2 seed?
Does LeBron have it in to make the final push? Yeah. I got the Mavericks. I'm going with my guy Luke. Nah, we ain't got enough. But I'm
disappointed. I'm disappointed in the Mavs for not putting some help around Luka.
Yeah,
I don't want Luka's
because Jerry Jones and Mark Cuban is the same person. They just
gosh,
they ain't gonna put no help around their talent. They are. Like, people like Mark Cuban is just as bad as Jerry Jones. He just doesn't speak as much, and so he kind of gets a pass. But he's horrible. So Luka's going to go to that whole Dirk thing when he doesn't get no help. But I also like Philly. My guy Embiid's having a great season, MVP. So if I had to pull, I like Embiid because I'm a KU guy, but I don't want Philly to win because there's too many Eagles fans that I know who are Sixers fans, and I don't want them to get no enjoyment. So I guess I'll have to go with the Nets and then also the Warriors. I think the Warriors can win it all again this year. So.
We'll see, man. I gotta see. I mean, I don't see nobody in the West beating them in four times out of 7.
Yeah.
I just don't
Especially
see
with Clay and Draymond back and the way Steph's shooting.
And don't get it. So for those that watch, the Warriors look a little iffy right now, but that's because Honcho ain't playing. When Draymond, the anchor, comes back, it's gonna be, and then they have Andrew Wiggins. It's gonna be lights out. It's gonna be lights out.
Yeah, there you go. Well, Ash, I appreciate you for stopping by and joining in. Finally, we made it happen. So for the people who are seeing you for the first time, let them know where they can find you.
Yes. Thanks for having me on. I would love, you got to come on my show.
Absolutely.
I know you don't like it, but I got to get you in these spaces. I got some Cowboys spaces coming up. I promise you're going to love it there. You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at @AshleyBaker_21, on Facebook, Ashley Baker. And as I mentioned earlier, I have a podcast, new episodes dropping next week, March 1st. About Nothing But Sports. You can find it on Apple, Spotify, wherever you prefer to listen to podcasts is where you can find my podcast. Again, About Nothing But Sports. And if you are on Twitter, I have a Twitter space tomorrow. Top 5 running backs right now in the league heading into next season.
There you go. Join her Twitter space so y'all can name 5 other running backs that's just blowing it out that, has never fallen off.
Come with your list. Come with your list and tough skin, because
Those spaces
the folks in these spaces. I had Antonio Cromartie in the space yesterday.
Ooh, that's my guy, Florida State.
He jumped into space yesterday and said some reckless stuff and got packed up.
Yeah.
We don't discriminate. He was really hate. It took him forever to name Patrick Mahomes as a top quarterback. Like, that's obvious hate. Like, that's my guy. Love me some Cromartie, man, but he was not trying to name Patrick Mahomes as a top quarterback like right now.
People get weird in those spaces. That's why I stay. If y'all know, I'm not even built for spaces, y'all. Y'all know how I get.
You really do stay in your lane, Tuck.
Yeah, I just stay in my lane, man. I just tweet and dip, man, and cause chaos, man. I can't be in those spaces, man. That's you and my guy Nix's thing, man. Y'all do that excellent job. I don't know what buttons to press. I just be raising my hand sometimes on accident. It's not my thing, man. Hey, but I appreciate you for coming on. Like I said, definitely give her a follow. She's doing an incredible job with NBA and also NFL content. She was at the Super Bowl, talking to the Cromartie. Like, she keeps things lit, so definitely give her a follow. And I keep things lit a little bit myself. So follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, JTuck151. If you haven't already, if you like Dallas Cowboys content, like draft content, like football content, subscribe to the channel and turn that notification bell. We keep everything updated. It continues through this off season. It's going to be a fun season full of surprises. I can already tell you that. And also go to cowboysfansonly.com to get your merch. Use CFO Gang to get 10% off. I appreciate everyone in the chat, all your support, all the comments.
Really quick, I love your content. Please keep it coming. You are literally like one of my most reliable Cowboy sources. I'm always checking your page. I'm always listening. I literally like you, and I don't know if you know Envy, Chris, and Nick's. I'll link you guys, but you guys are like my priest when it comes to this Dallas thing, man. So please keep it up. Your content is absolutely amazing.
I try. I do it for y'all. Because Lord knows, people don't know like how many times I've almost quit this. And like Nick's, Spoonie, Professor, all like, you can't. Nah, so I was like, all right. They keep me going, but you guys keep me going.
We need you, brother. We need you.
I do it for y'all. I get tired sometimes.
I know.
Hey, but I appreciate you guys. So I want everyone to stay safe, stay blessed, and stay encouraged.